أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome once again to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without further ado, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
I will call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. فالله خير إبسان وهو الرحم الرحيم. فالله خير إبسان وهو الرحم الرحيم. فالله خير إبسان وهو الرحم الرحيم. نصر من الله وفتح خريب وبشر المؤمنين. نصر من الله وفتح خريب وبشر المؤمنين. نصر من الله وفتح خريب وبشر المؤمنين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أخلق والخاتم لما سبق نازل الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره عظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Glory, hallelujah, for another new dawn in good health and strength. It is by your divine grace that we are alive. We appreciate you, Father. Come and take your rightful place in our hearts. We are nothing without you. Strengthen our inner man to hearken only to your voice. Grant us the spirit of discernment, to discern whatever is not for you. Be glorified, King of glory. Unlock every closed door in our lives. Heal the sick, help the afflicted, restore sight to the blind. Bind the brokenhearted. Grant us favor as we journey on. Let us not be confounded or put to shame. Guide our steps today, and may everything we touch receive heavenly blessing. Through Christ our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Mr. Witness, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Witness, in which language do you wish to make your testimony?
In Mandinka.
What is your religion?
Muslim.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Affirmation.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation, okay? Repeat after me. I, Foday Danjo,
Danjo,
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare that the evidence
the evidence
I shall give
I shall give
Sorry, excuse me. Can you cancel? You wanted to say something?
To communicate to the secretary.
Okay.
Yes, that is already done, Mr. Lead Counsel. He has already stated that he wants to affirm. Yes,
Yes.
that's what we are doing.
Can maybe the chair can consult with the secretary?
Yes. Can you please come?
Mr. Witness?
Yes.
Sorry, can we take that again?
All right.
Okay. You said you're going to do your testimony in Mandinka,
Yes.
and your religion is Islam.
Islam. Right.
Okay. Can you affirm now?
Yes.
Okay. Repeat after me. I, Foday Danjo,
Foday Danjo,
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair,
You're welcome.
the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Danjo.
Good afternoon, ma.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for making our time to give your evidence.
You're welcome.
Counsel, we may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Danjo, can you please state your full name?
Akosan membi wala mo ito na ikontongo.
Foday Danjo.
Foday Danjo.
What is your address?
Ako besa batrimintole.
At this point in time, Mr. in United States.
Right now, I'm residing in United States.
Now, what is your occupation?
Ako muna wetila dogoti.
Nadogo minto jamfo megame watime.
I want to be clear whether in the Gambia or here where I am right now.
Your current occupation?
Ako sang ila dogo ibe mento sang.
I'm a state employee.
Currently?
Ako sang teng.
Yes.
Yes.
State employee, what do you mean by state employee?
Ako ni ko state employee, wo muna firing.
I work in a health facility.
Very well.
What is very well? I mean, what did he say?
He say in English.
Mr. Bojang?
Yes.
I did not hear that. That's why because I am listening to you.
Very well. May I be guided with Mr. Witness? Can you repeat it again?
I'm
working here.
Now, while in the Gambia, what work did you do?
Ako Gambia jang ikam na dogu kenunja wala ikam na kenyang.
Prior to you leaving the Gambia?
Dan di wato men na ibe jambula la wala ibe bola ja wato.
Former chairman at the Basse Area Council.
I was a former chairman at Basse Area Council.
When were you elected as chairman?
Ako wati jumale na te tombong pour ke chairman oti.
2018 June.
This is month of June.
May 2018.
The month of May 2018.
And how long did you serve?
Ako sang ila taroje wati jelle mu kake council 5 years.
Now, Your educational background. Can you guide us through your educational background?
Ako san foi se ma ko nole ila karango adati dula ana dandula ninkumu ila londo mendi.
Primary school.
I started my education at Koba Kunda Primary School.
St. George's Secondary Technical School.
St. George's Secondary Technical School.
Labada MDI.
Then ended at MDI.
Is that all?
Ako wala mo itala karangote wala ila londo. Yes.
Any other academic qualification after your high school?
Ako kabri high school bang foi qualification dole soto ba?
Hani.
No.
Now, Mr. Danjo, a statement was obtained from you.
Ako ye kalmol di jami alam ko ikame for statement
By the investigators.
Yes.
You were given a copy.
Ako ifarang ninkumu ya copy di lale kaito nyimbe bulle.
That is a statement of the 7th of November 2023. Correct? 7th November 2023.
Ako November karo tilwaro la 2023. Yes.
Right.
It has 6 pages.
Ako kaito ila kalmol ni ajuwe ila kumo beta danta kaito woro.
Do you confirm that?
Ako ifango yo fahamle ya ajuwe le. 6 pages. Wala kaito
6
woro.
pages.
Yes, that's correct.
You signed the statement, correct?
Ako farang ina ta signero kele kodi. Yes.
You can read and write?
Ako kaito ning isa karan no le fanande ikasa fero fadan kele. Yes, I wrote it by myself.
Good. We apply to tender the statement of the witness for the Danjo.
Ako sante ko kela ila statement no ba dundila ngake sede jaroti.
The date is 7th of November 2023.
Yalan ko asafeta wato minna wala mo no bi makaro tili woro la 2023.
To be admitted to evidence and marked as an exhibit.
Pour ka dundi ngome nga foy nyame ngake sede jaroti.
Do you have any objection to this application?
Ako san beri atenia jube abe kumo foka ako dandi kol be kala akini nin kala fo ibe sonna le pour ka o ke bang wala kudo jube wala fe ima ete sonna da pour ka kaya to ke sedoti.
Wala kana nga sa ngaki iko ngaki.
That is my reason why I recorded these statements and I sent it as they said.
Good.
The statement dated the 7th of November 2023 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/BSAC/FD/001.
Ask the commission, please. Mr. Danjo, between 2018 to 2023, you were the chairman of the Basse Area Council, correct?
Ako sa ninkumu kabo 2018 kata 2023 amunta ko itele sitanu ci itele buljenum sirantioti memu chairman Basse Area Council. Yes.
How many councillors were you working with during this period?
Ako je wo wato kono inin councilor jalle benundo ko la o jamano nyin kono.
14 elected councillors and 5 nominated councillors.
14 elected councillors and 5 nominated councillors.
Who were the 5 nominated councillors?
Ako jumanyo leketa no 5 nominated councillors wo molulol mi yalan ko ye tomonne.
Mariama Traoré women rep.
Mariama Trawale, women rep.
Proceed.
Musa Sow, differently unable.
Defending unable.
Disability,
Okay. Yes.
Nafa Jabai, youth representative.
Nafa Jabai, youth representative.
Nafa what?
Jabai.
Jabai.
Proceed.
Sana Drame, business rep.
Sana Drame, business rep.
Who else?
Aninjuma Kala.
And then I thought it was. As again, one club, as again, I became more than inside. More nanam instead of more lulunga namirofe. But ning club defeat one anytime I can let you know. Not a ngasodonje.
I was saying 5 members, but I think that is maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe there are 8 in number. But whenever I remember the 5th name, I will just tell the commission.
Now, how were these people nominated?
Akosani wolu yetol tombon nyadile.
Youth solo ngafa youth solo pour ye mo kin nominate menat la mo as a councilor. So usually la mo nominate.
We inform the youths for them to nominate or select anybody they feel to nominate so that they can bring him before us.
Yeah, women council of women group of the same thing all of.
And we did the same thing to the women group.
The business community for the same thing.
And we did the same to the business community.
And in disabled committee for the same thing.
And the disabled committee too, we did the same.
How did you inform them that they need to nominate representatives?
I told you, Alio will fahamu ni nyadi wala alia fue ni nyadi le puru itole nyanta mo tombo na miyano ka nyanta mensa malanje.
Well, ngela committee solo inform because what just naranundrong when we assume bring officer ta wadi mendrong before the swearing in ceremony then inform.
When we assume office before our swearing ceremony, this was the time we informed their committees.
How did you inform these committees?
Akosany aliol inform nyadle wala ale chibaro di rola nyadile.
Nkolo fa enkai ko dum naranun drong man safere ke nga fo ne babali la committee member la committee chairman nga fo le ko sila mitino commande men tombo so tombo ya nati council. Yes,
this was done verbally, it was not written. We spoken to their chairman or chairman for them to go back to the committees and select representative.
Did you call them to the council to attend a council meeting so that you can inform them verbally?
Ako je bari iko alman safero ke alia fo enne ako aketa nyaade le fo alie commandele ba inata na alla council to alnata o chibaro fo e bang fo
Angamira, it is only the business committee may inform during the swearing in ceremony. Because la grupo nyimang dada, but all the rest may be informed before swearing in ceremony.
I think it was only the business community that was not informed. This was due to the fact that they were not organized at the time before our swearing. But for the other committees, they were informed before we were sweared.
How will we know that you had informed them?
Ako san jang ndulbe alon na nyaadi le ko ite yo chibarol dila wala ya fo enenu.
Ngolo fa enkai ko man safere ke because wata man office ta nge inform verbally.
As I said earlier on, at that time we did not resume office yet, so we did not write to them. It was informed to them verbally.
What do you mean you did not receive office? What is that?
Ako ni ko ma resume office. Ako dung yemune we left no flow to.
Wala man telephone man swearing man telephone calendar wotumo. So the council meeting ko no be kuma no damage.
What I want to tell you is that at that time we were not sworn, so we cannot call them and inform them, call them to a place to say that because we were not sworn at the time.
So if that's the case, then what is the basis of you informing them if you were not sworn in to take over office?
Ako sign wo adayro be kala moneti wala ala kumaya be kala moneti pour ka wol commande wa tra ite fonga ma office ota follow wala ime kalendi follow.
Aku mayatale because intelligent inform the prior janin tell swearing in ceremony. Kaida ndila ko isi moji men select la men ko men represent la during the council meetings.
Yes, it was.
So
it was important, and because of that, we inform them in advance before we resume office or we take oath to be in the office. This is why it is important.
How did they communicate their nomination? These various groups, how did they communicate that to the council or to you?
Ako signing kumu itolu ila nomination o wala ila tomondro yemenke sa itol nata wo fo ite nyaadi le wala e kibaro ki ite nyaadi le wala la council ye wala area council.
Mbe kalendiro men almost bel na raje so yemen nominate prior ke nominate council di anat leje.
The day of our the day we were swearing, both of them, all of them were present, and that was the day they presented their reps to council.
That's not the question. How did they communicate to you or to the council? For instance, the women rep. How did the women society or community communicate to the council that their preferred or nominated member or individual is, let's say, is it Mama Traval you said?
Mariama Traval.
Mariama Traval.
How was that communicated to you? Did they write to you?
Musul dun kabring idol sita inatela mo fango tombong mem ifango mem fo janko wala Mariama Traval. Ako san wo cibaro ni yo samana ite nyaadi le fo ya saf ye safele bang fo.
Ya ko nga fo nyambiri di am fo lanko may safe officially. So ni fana mana le fana mo na ko me afko safero lo ya na ya di mol e fana mo ke ya na ya identify mo le ka ko ni be ka mo la representative at the council. So
as I said earlier on, when we were informing them, we did not write and do as they do. When they were to reply or bringing the rep to us, they did not write. They just informed us and they brought him to say this is the person we selected.
Is that not contrary to the act?
Ako for warning lua me alan ko wala landri impru do ko samanya ako for imam fa
the Local Government Act.
Local Government Act.
As it came on the Local Government Act, different. But this was just shortly bring collection of batala. So we know much about the Local Government Act at that point in time.
Yes, that is true. It may be true that it doesn't match with the Local Government Act, but as I said earlier on, that was our first time, or when we were newly there. We don't even know, or I don't even know about that Local Government Act.
If you don't know about the Local Government Act, then how do you know you are supposed to appoint?
Ako sign Local Government Act ni ite ma wolong you alo na nyade le ko ite nyantale kamota
ma Local Government Act londe.
I don't say
it was just less than 2 weeks.
I don't
so
say
maybe maobe karankaita ndiko nimbe nominated councillors nimbe identify la nyante officially. Maybe more karambo happening at that point in time.
I don't mean that I don't know the Local Government Act, but what I'm telling you, we just came recently, less than 2 weeks, so I did not know that we're supposed to write to these groups.
If you were there in 2 weeks, it does not matter. The same provision that that mandated you to nominate or get people by way of nomination to serve as nominated members is the same provisions that talk about the procedure.
Ako je kavago lo kumflale mako hani wo mankum ya ko bare ni ajube wo kalma kilingole wala wo luwa membe landre wo kilingole mi ala ko wala ay tande la ko molu nyantale represent e nanta ka mol nominate membe na je ke to represent ako sila kilingole mo
well to nyabe da me safe adem ba mo safe.
Yeah, truly speaking, we did not write to them and they don't write to us.
Were the appointments approved by the minister at the time?
Ako itol ta memo appointment ka memo appointment ka bari ta ako fu minister le approve bang o wato nyin kono
minister inform.
We did not inform the minister.
Then those appointments were invalid.
Ako sa amunta ko wala appointment wo mang kati.
Okay, I accept.
Yes, I accept.
Why did you not inform the minister?
Ako munatin minister nying alma kalamtandi.
Likas membi jam ngolo fo en koy ko minaka nje wat me lokum fla soronje. So nte wobi kram no la ni man CEO so CEO member nyada mo guide la de CEO nyada mo guide ni CEO ma mo guide no be ko nyame. It's impossible the minister inform no la much more kabo ke safe officially.
As I said earlier on, we were coming newly, just less than 2 weeks. We cannot know, or we need to be guided. So if we are not guided, there are certain things like such we cannot be able to understand.
Mr. Danjo, where is it written that you have to be guided?
Ako abe safari mintole ko inyanta kete guide wala ke makoy.
Where?
Pronto, sa ngabe fire wala bije. My minister informed nako loi mention ala those appointments are invalid. It's not problem I accept it, but that's the trend mental.
Yes, I'm telling you what we have done, that truly speaking, we don't inform the minister. But now if you say that does not, or the appointment is not valid, definitely yes, I'll agree.
No, you were saying you have to be guided by the CEO. I'm now asking you, where is it written that you have to be guided by the CEO?
Ako ba ifa wala afako CEO wala yante makoy la wala yante guide la. Ako jela ke nyini nga wobe safari mintole ko itela do ko nyanta men kala CEO wala yante.
Ma fa be safari nya ba yi technical am ngamira ko natari or sifa do nya de ko ate bijel no before tel ngana. No, it is nyanda fo mole ko nyanda safari la nyanda kala ten. It is not from there and sata nga otawanya.
It is not written.
I
did not say officially.
It's not my personal suggestion.
I don't say it is officially written, but all I'm trying to say is that as far as we came newly and he was there before us for a quite time, well, I think he needed to guide us for us to know exactly what is the procedure or not.
That is your opinion?
Yes, that's my opinion.
Yes, that's correct.
But if you see anywhere that any of your powers are subject to the guidance of the CEO, then you can tell us.
Ako bar sign na try dula je wala be dula je la bi alon ko wo me itande wala itala nyanto wala ila semmo nyanta ko taman la nyamin si wobe CEO la bala ako sa itande mo la wala fo mo li.
In the absence of that,
ako ni wo botaje
your responsibilities are your responsibilities.
Ako itala nyanto mo ila nyanto.
You must carry them.
Ako nyantale ka wol samba.
You must follow the law.
And nyantale ka law no.
And so that's why we're here. If you are there for 2 weeks,
that would
not be an excuse. You were to know. That's why you ran on an election. The presumption is you were competent enough to be a chairman. So to say that we were there for a week or 2 or 3 months is never an excuse. Understand that?
Right. Okay.
Okay, I hear you.
The law requires that you have to follow a procedure. That if you look at the 2002 Act, Section 11 with respect to the composition of council.
Section 11
Paragraph F talks about nominated members.
Paragraph F nominated members.
That nominated members consisted of not more than 1/5 of the elected members. Representing local, commercial, and social interest groups.
Local and commercial groups business.
It shall be part of council. These are my words. Subsection 2.
Subsection 2.
That nominated members shall be proposed by the civil organizations.
Civil
or interest groups they represent. And appointed by the chairperson. With the concurrence of the Secretary of State or the Minister, as the case may be.
Secretary of State wala minister
You did not follow any of these procedures. Because you don't have evidence of these groups sending their nominated members officially to council. You did not inform the minister at the time.
Andum fanang minister membi je man na wo fanang kalamtandi.
And so their appointments would have been invalid.
Ako saiba je la wala dogo wala ila tanya wodi silo manta.
You agree with that?
Ako sonda wala. Yes, if you say so, yes, I agree. Because it doesn't work like that.
Now, the issue regarding the accounts of council.
Ako sa nata council la dafulo.
How many accounts during your time?
Ako konto me alon ko council la konto jelle mu itala wato
Did council keep or operate?
Ako konto jelle me alon ko council la konto mu jamano me alon ko ite bije kanto jelu.
Do you recall?
Ako foi se ak global andi do ba.
Ngalo mina wate me nga accountant le Trust Bank.
I know the time we came, we found they have an account at Trust Bank.
I hakilo tabula rabela ba ngalon ko janimi dala no nga kadal no purka janimbe bala je wade nga kadal no fonga account lo ke 3 accounts.
I cannot remember exactly, but all I can remember was that before I left there, I tried until we get 3 accounts, different accounts.
When by Jibi Salah was appointed as acting CEO in 2023, sorry, during that time.
Ako
by Jibi Salah.
By Jibi Salah kita moti mi alon ko yata wato la ka deputy CEO itala jamano nyinkono.
On the 14th of July 2023.
Ako kita July karo tilitang anin nani 2023.
He met council operating the following accounts.
Ako wona ta je wato men na watara council nying wo ila o konto betama ka.
7 in number.
Ako worola.
You have GT Bank. That's Guaranteed Trust Bank.
GT Bank, Golem Guaranteed Trust Bank.
Then Trust Bank.
Yebo je yena do so Trust Bank.
Ajib Bank, that's the Islamic Gambia.
Ajib Bank, Islamic Gambia.
Alliance Financial Services.
Reliance Financial Services.
Supersonics.
Supersonics.
Vista Bank, then FI Bank.
Vista Bank, and now FI Bank. Oh, then FI Bank.
Eco Bank.
And in Eco Bank.
You were aware of these accounts?
Ako fo haklo wala ñu account control kalam tale ba.
Ha nge kalam da bay explanation bi jensi même fanam fono je nge kalam tal.
Yes, I was aware, or I am aware of that, but I have some explanations to that.
Go ahead.
Ako isi fono.
Most of the financial institutions, banks jama bi e quand même fo wolom ko ni be la demand note dola de force account also with the council. Council's account also in the banks.
Some of the financial, like banks, if you want to open an account, yes, it and
the demand note at the beginning of the year.
For instance, if you want to pay the demand note at the end of the year,
if you have in the other banks, they
don't agree for you to pay it into another bank. Normally, what they want you to do is to open an account in their own bank.
Is that a law?
There are a few banks, about 3 or 4 banks. Just receive it.
I think we have about 2 to 3 banks of which we normally do transactions, 3 to 4 transactions, but others we have their accounts, but the transactions are not as those 4.
So when these financial institutions or banks, when they ask that you must open an account with them before they pay the demand notes, is that a right that they have?
Ako sanyu wa banko lo ni fo e come ko ni after demand note jola ji ka fo ne account ko ala konto yele ji ako fo musilol diba.
Well, ngama wo bayin dem gada account yelo la the CEO ni finance director nga wolle so for no kendeke.
Well, for me, I don't think I'll have much to say about that. It's only the CEO and the director of finance who have a lot to say.
Why are you saying it's the CEO and director of finance? You were the chairman.
I come to CEO and director of finance. By the
account side. Account side.
I don't sign the accounts. They do inform me.
Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
Then you don't have a job in council.
Ako council ko wala area council ite man do ko sotun je.
Fine, not have accept.
Yes, fine. If you say that, I will accept.
No, Mr. Danjo, you don't have to just accept.
ako amanke ko ni me ngomen fo ite so
What I tell you, it is based on the evidence you are trying to give.
And because ni CEO ni finance director will be responsible. Now I can man dogo sudan council. Then I accept on yale bayate apo nyale.
if I say that is the CEO and the director of finance are responsible, and from there you said, then that means I don't have a work in council. I will agree. I will say yes.
Council depends entirely on money.
Ako council ni ajube wolbe sembe menda tu atada data be mu nafulolde wala kodo.
The bloodstream of council is the finances that they have.
Ako ibajela ko council linkumu itolu singo menti wala mu nafulo men kadung ikamensoto.
So for all these chairmen, or most of them, and then the mayors for between 2018 to 2023.
Ako ni ajube chairman Jamal lemu ani mayolu.
Between 2018 to 2023.
Kabe 2018 kana 2023.
The notion you have is the CEO and the finance director that signs checks.
Ako miro wala tamanya membala wala mko kaje ko CEO wala finance director wala ka checkol sign.
And therefore you're not responsible.
So ninkumu itela nyanton toti.
Is that the case?
Ako fo abe wala nyama.
Well, and that was the same system I adopted.
That was the system.
Then check sign. That was in Kamenke Olamko finance subcommittee sotong Ninla mentioned either the finance subcommittee or a finance director or a fire during a council meeting.
Yes,
but
that is
as the chairman, minimum check sign. Yeah.
Yes, that is the way we were doing things, because as a chairman, I have never signed any check, or sometimes if we need something, we'll talk to the director of finance or we talk to the finance committee.
So what is your job as chairman?
Ako sign itala siranti ya ila dogo muneti.
I am the political head of the council.
I am the political head of council.
Meaning?
Ako woye mune itandi, woye mune fring.
Fengo yalong ko council overseeing no. Ndaka bla wakono. But come kabo ko signature on accounts? No.
Yes. That is for anything depending on the operation of council, I'll involve, but for finance, to signal, to sign something for finance, no, I never did that.
What is your job? What do you do as chairman?
Itala dogu ti, kamune dogu, kome itala msiranti yoti.
Nyada men dogu lang ko le dogu je, wolombe I preside over the council meeting. Well, that's one of the number one responsibility. Presiding over council meetings.
What I'm supposed to do there, that is what I normally do, that is to preside over the committees.
That's all your council meetings.
Council meetings.
That's your job?
That's my primary job according to local government.
That is my primary job according to local government act.
What is your secondary, or what are your secondary jobs?
Secondary document.
Possibly.
Not possibly.
The day-to-day administration of the council. May I go in consultation with the CEO.
Possibly they running day-to-day of council in consultation with the CEO.
And how do you do this?
Some of them agreed on a council meeting.
Anything that have been agreed from council meeting.
Administration, that's the CEO, they try to implement what the council agreed on.
Then I will be going to CEO to see to it that let that be implemented, what council have agreed on.
Any some of them from is towards the council.
And anything that came to council about the expenditure or about monies?
At council level, at council level, implement.
And like financially or whatever we are to implement, I talk to the CEO, let the CEO talk to his men so that they know or see how to implement it.
And then, so for all this, issues of finances are not part of your responsibility.
Lead council understand account signature, that doesn't mean manda do kiranje. But physically to sign checks or responsibility.
If you should understand what I mean, I just say I don't mean that all this I'm not included or anything such like finance. But what I'm telling you here is that like signing checks, that is what I have never done therein.
What follows, or what is the procedure in council,
area council,
in signing checks? What precedes these signatures? Do you just wake up in the morning and have the finance director and the CEO just sign checks randomly like that?
Director financial director and CEO will catch a call sign.
I believe the program will be a program of landing and budget of Namijele Koronia that spend Nyame. So ni Korobe spend according to the budget. Neo Bekalajan, they are independent signatory. So see you in finance director, they let us sign. Me and his amendment that usually for council business.
I believe there is a plan and a budget. So any expenditure that council need to do, I think they have to go through that. But as I said, I am not involved in signing any of these checks.
So the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Act 2002.
Ako sign ninkumu local government la loi même data 2002.
The functions of the chairperson, section 15.
Ako ni ajube chairperson la nyanto menti tumbutang anilulu.
You are to supervise the general administration of council, correct?
Ako itile kita moti mi alonko general administration of council ite janta supervise la kajube. Wol kata banyame.
Right.
Yes, that is correct.
How do you supervise that?
Ako ite ka wol ke nyari le ka council supervise nyari le.
I
think I have to
follow local government agreement and appreciate over the council.
I think I have to
supervision of the council's daily activities. That is in consultation with the CEO. Activities on the Kela, I'm the CEO in Kala, pulled with Nyadile. He tried to furnish me. I asked him furnish information because let's say.
Sorry, Madam Chair, I think the witness is going fast.
Yes, Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
When you speak, you have to break a bit so that he can interpret. Because you opted to speak in Mandinka. So if you continue to speak, he will not be able to interpret simultaneously. So you give him a breathing space to interpret what you have said. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Can you come back to the statement you were making?
Very well.
How do you conduct this supervisory role?
Ako sang itala nyanto memu ka supervising ke ike la supervising ke nyadile ela dokula le ke ela doku tamandi nya krosi nyadile.
Council committee also almost every day or every other day.
Yes, at council we used to have meeting every day or every other day.
That is the chairman, the CEO, and the finance director, and the development officer most of the time.
That's the chairman, the CEO, the finance director, and the development officer sometimes.
Development officer will come minutes of the meeting time.
And it is the development officer who used to take the minutes of the meetings.
Usually, nyanda activity kalo ko ni ta nyame ka kacha je lo nyale then ni fundita isi head of department will inform ko ni ta nyame.
And normally whatever we agreed on that should be implemented, then from there they just go and inform the head of the departments.
Nimbe bitulo kila me ango fengo fe alonga a procurement involved.
And whenever we are calling a meeting that involves procurement,
usually incoming for the procurement officer have to be in place.
And usually what I used to advise them is that the procurement officer must be present.
So then the head of the department.
So whatever we agreed on that meeting, then all the head of departments will go ahead with that. That is how we used to carry our functions.
Mr. Danjo, are you familiar with the financial manual?
Ako sa ni karo menti wala muna fulo la samanya ako fo ya o kalam talabang wala idal talabang wala financial manual
demanding
ele ube
Why a little bit?
Ako muna na demanding.
Well, ngamen karanoje, ngada mandina karanoje. Inti ngamen comprehend no kende. Ninga difficulties on what I can go. I can always refer back to the book.
Yes, what I comprehended from that is very limited. Anytime I have doubt or I need to know something, I go through the book.
I will read section 305.
Akosan tundu 305 abina wale karanna.
It talks about the authority for expenditure.
Akoje ay nyantole fo wala sembo mimbela pour dépenser la carola.
Says the authority to incur expenditure is vested in council.
Akosan ye be itandi jang wala dépenser la caro be landring council le bala.
Through budget approval.
Ako bajela ko wo be semmer benna wala budget approval.
That the finance director shall not make any payment.
Ako ba financial director amanyan joro kela.
No accept any charge.
Amanyan na ben ay charge fanang sonna ason so wala.
In his accounts unless authorized by the chief executive.
Ako ala accounts so kono fo natra CEO wala chief executive officer sonda.
And in accordance with the monetary thresholds approved by each council.
Ako fana ibajela ko fanang wo fanan ni menyanta tala nyo wala thresholds mi alon ko council le approve.
Are you aware of these thresholds?
Ako nyin thresholds so i haklo be wala kan ne ba wala e kalam tale bang. Yes, I fully remember them.
What does it mean?
Ako way mo na itandi thresholds.
Threshold mean wala natay at general council level albenda ko the administration's manana code of spend is more than 100,000 without the approval of the center of the general council.
The threshold is that if council make a meeting and agree to expenditure that is less than or not more than 100,000 without the approval of the authorities.
Of the general council.
That is the general council.
Did you have the threshold at the time?
Ako threshold so balbulje wato laba.
I can't remember.
I cannot remember.
So how did you come up with the $100,000, or is that only an example?
Ako sa come nanga moment for 100,000 wili keme ako fo ilaf wo ka hay mala example ka example di ba.
I need threshold. So my example right.
Yes, you ask me what is the meaning of the threshold. That is why I take that example and quote it too.
Oh, okay. So if you knew that there ought to have been a threshold, why did you not have a threshold during your time?
Ako sign ni akalamta ko threshold nyanta sotla jele. Ako muna na itla jamano threshold man soto.
Well, man threshold soto man develop my academy okay no. Market dun long but I know anyanda kala nung kai. Ngolong say na kanyanda kala.
Yes, at that time that is true. We did not have any threshold, but now I am aware that we supposed to.
No, you were aware. You said you gave an example. You were aware that there ought to have been a threshold.
Ako ya kalam tale. Ako bayari ni ajube bari bota kasampulo for science.
What maybe for alafam process la kabo ngalon otumo.
Unless if you want to force if you want to force me to say I know, yes, I will agree. But as what I'm telling you is at the time I was not aware of that.
Mr. Danjo.
Ako Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
If you want to take it as a force,
ako ni amutako be force ka.
You can decide to interpret it in that way.
Ako ni iste sa ajewo nyama.
Well, what abanga ben fa wolon ko threshold malon wodmo ka ba threshold nyaka lawnya so ninna ralon sa ka ba threshold do nyalno ningo fa na ko ngalon force then it's okay nga accept pa ba arrangement ko ba ngalon force.
What I'm trying to tell is as I said at that time the threshold, as I said, I did not have the idea or I don't know of that of the threshold, but now I am aware of it. But if you said no, I'm supposed to know and I know, well, I will agree.
Mr. Danjo, maybe
yes.
you allow me to finish my sentence.
Right.
If you want to interpret that to be forcing you, the choice is yours. You are in America. The commission is sitting in the Gambia. And it is public hearing. I am asking you questions. If you interpret it to be a force, that is your problem. The hearing is televised. But I will still ask you what I have to ask you. So if I have to force you, then you would have been here. It would have been easier to force you if you are in directly with us here. Our position is you knew that there was a threshold.
I don't think what I have said. I don't think what I have said to you is something harsh, because I said I don't know. But now if you put it to me that I know, I will agree.
Yes, you knew.
Because
The law was there when you were the chairman.
Ako bari ite dandi binaje fo wato men na inata je ako wolwa klingo wole beje dandi de kala ke amanoti.
And then it is very clear as to how expenditure should be authorized.
Andundun kule me ko ya lanu yame ya lankine yale ko depanso nyanta kala nyame.
So even if you do not know,
ako hanna tra ite malong,
which by all indications you knew, because I asked you and you gave me examples.
Ako bari ni ajube itande do biye me ko fango ya itande ya waya itande ko ya kalam tale bari kabira yin ka example dol fo ay ne jam.
You ought to have known.
Ako inyantale kalo.
You are elected to know.
Ako ye to monne pour ya.
So that you manage the affairs of councils properly.
Isaje ko area council la tamanya isa manage ani silo ita.
Is that not the case?
Ako faman ke onyama. All elected people does not know this book at one time.
I am concerned. I am interested in you.
I'm elected. I'm elected. But
as you said, I'm elected. Yes, I believe, as you said, I am elected, but what I mean is not everybody who is elected must know or have known this book.
I am
yes, it's true, you are speaking, the whole world is listening, but what I don't know, I'll tell you, I don't know. What I came to know now, I'll tell you, is recently I have that idea.
Further to the authority for expenditure, it says, as regard the monetary threshold, it should be noted that
akosanya juwe monetary threshold wolbe ila ko nyanta jela nyame wolem ko
up to a given amount the CEO can approve and incur expenditure.
Akon nanga molo bi mi yala ko CEO si wo approve nole ka ke ko ali wo si dépense nole
without reference to the chairman or mayor of the council.
Akoje asi wo ke nole hana ma reference to ite chairman o bulu wala mayor council wala mayor.
Up to a certain amount.
Ako fana meta fo nangam la.
The CEO is required to consult and seek clearance from the chairman.
Ako konto do bi nim fatata je de CEO ma te wo ke no la fay fo ay itila moy wala ale ñoo moy anite chairman o wala mayor.
What does that mean?
Ako woy mune itandi.
Woy me itandi.
Ha.
Well, at la prediction of it, or maybe as a very young prisoner, well, any expenditure bekela. The CEO should inform the chairman.
I've seen here what expenditure that's supposed to be done. The CEO should inform the chairman.
Yes.
Yes.
There should be a threshold, a limit as to what the CEO can spend without you clearing it.
Akokodo nanga mole biye me alongo ni wo sulo lota CEO si wo dépense no as wo sign no le wo aka approve hana ma foe.
When it goes beyond that limit,
akobanata mita wo nanga mola,
the CEO must clear that expenditure with you.
Akoje CEO dama manya na utaban lalde ite nyanta fanang faham la nyanta le ka o itande al flow li si aleo dépense ni ka sonko nyanta.
Mambala ka memfo.
I don't disagree to what you are saying.
But
what I'm telling you is that at that time we don't have a threshold there.
That's why I said
what I'm telling you is at that time I did not have the knowledge that there must be a threshold, but now I am aware there must be a threshold there.
But now it's late, you are no longer the chairman. It's late because millions and millions of dollars were withdrawn.
Yes, I accepted. It is late.
Because millions and millions of dollars were withdrawn.
More than $51
million were withdrawn by the people you are supposed to supervise. By the people that you are supposed to give clearance for these withdrawals. So if your excuse is you do not know at the time,
ako sa ni te ko we fan sen la ka foko itemal londo soto wala man fel lo nyo wa jamano nyin kono
that's not an excuse.
ako manke excuse tide
The law requires that you have to know.
ako loi me itani wala inyantale ka long
So it's either you are part of them
ako fo ite fang fo ida be wol mol ko kono le ba
or you are just not competent enough.
wala ima wo londo le soto fo ke mone ke na ko to ka woke
That is it.
ako da malem
Okay. I accept. I
accept.
Which part did you accept?
Ako sanyin kumobe ite kumajubale ison kamen na.
The part that you are not ready for the job, or the part that you are complicit?
I can remember 51 million bodaje. Nkengalon ko kodo men bodaje ajama babe adunda project ko.
Yes, I agree that you said monies were withdrawn up to an amount of 51 million. I agree, yes.
Far more.
Yes, but all I want to tell you is that the monies that I knew was withdrawn was put into projects. It doesn't mean that the monies were withdrawn like that.
No. Mr. Danjo.
Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
If these monies, because you see what you guys do as chairman or mayor.
Normally, you
guys were very familiar with the authority you have.
Ako atol ka multi alon ko nyanto wala sembo member atol like a for authority aliya faham bagale.
But you hide behind the fact that the CEO and the finance director will sign the check.
Baralke fang samba koma ka foko wala kal fam mabondi kal dendi kal fan dendi ka foko ha CEO and financial director wala nyanta ka checkol sign.
When those two will only sign check
and wol mo flulu nyanta ka checkol men sign
as an end product.
Ako be kala labandulalti.
There would have been so many processes. And so there is no way that they should sign a check and withdraw a certain amount without you either knowing during the time or having the possibility of knowing after it was signed.
Kafuko sign ite ban imbida lon na wala iba lon na iba kalam tala wato men na ya ni ma kalam tala dandi ba sign la iba kalam tala dandi ya sign ako ni ma ite ni ko ite o kalam tala man fo manke wato soto lona
no chance
ako silo te je.
What is your excuse?
Ako yemune so fo je be men excuse tala je
ala diamo ni be jam fa nda abi ansa no la kilin na ke domando ko me ya fo nyame mba I want to captain one time.
I want you to be audible because what you have said is a long sentence, so I don't understand much. I don't know what to say.
Let me repeat.
Very well.
That you, as at the time you were chairman of the Basse Area Council, you ought to know when withdrawals were made. Either before, during, or after. Do you agree with that?
I disagree.
Which part did you not agree with?
To say anytime money for the withdrawal of the money I should be aware.
Before, during,
or
after it is done.
There are certain
there are certain withdrawals of which I will be aware before it is done. For instance, when there are salaries,
other expenditure especially discuss at council level
and other expenditures that we discuss at council, I'll be aware of them.
Before withdrawal, but yes. all expenditures all withdrawals from the bank before, during or after.
Yes, for that I'll be aware. But to say all the withdrawals that has taken place from the bank before, during, or after, no, I disagree.
Now, were you in a position to request for the statement of account?
President Opuruka statement of account
of all the banks that you keep as an area council?
Do
you have the authority?
I don't have. I'm not a signatory to the account. So I don't have any authority.
I don't have that authority because all what was said is that I'm not a signatory to that account.
Chairman, you are saying that you cannot tell the CEO that to produce the statement of accounts. The CEO that you supervise, that you can't tell him to provide the statement of accounts?
I request for the statement from the bank. I didn't have any authority statement request from the bank. I have the authority to have a CEO. I want to see the statements of the bank, but I didn't have any authority to directly. More authority, so qualified.
Sorry, Mr. Danjo, we have to keep the discussion civil, and we have to listen to one another. So when he speaks, allow the interpreter to interpret so that you will appreciate the question and you will be able to formulate your answers. All right?
All right.
Yes, please. So allow him to speak when he asks the questions so that the interpreter will now interpret and then you will answer. That way you will be able to grasp the meaning of his questions and you will be able to answer them well. All right?
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Chairman, are you saying that you do not have the authority to request that the CEO provide the statement of accounts?
Ako fo ilafta mem fala ja wolem ko ite manjanto soto pour que CEO nyinen ka the statement of account pour awo itandi la wala adila.
O man kala first question. La first question I nyinen ka men wolem fonta authority to request the statement. To request the statement whether from the bank or whether from the CEO. I need to clarify that. But so I have a CEO. I have the authority to have a CEO. I need the bank statements.
No, this wasn't the question. The question was that you asked me whether I have the authority to request the bank statement from the bank. But for now, you are saying that whether I have the authority to request from the CEO to have the statement, the bank statement. Yes, I have that authority.
So I did not use the word, the bank.
Ako bank nying atema auto fojede.
But the purpose here
ako bare daliro mendi
is to go to the merit of the issue, Mr. Danjo.
Ako wala mo ngata diamo mo mene kumu mo mendi ngata o kungkang.
It will be irrelevant to discuss what I said or what I did not say.
Ako iwajela ko puruka kumol fo me ngate mo fo wobekela diamo kesi.
I will rephrase it.
Ako aba ele mandela lesany.
Do you have the authority to demand that the CEO provide you with a statement of accounts?
Ako sa nyinin karo menti fo ite yenjanto sotole wala sembo sotole puruka nyinin karo ke CEO pro a statement of account yitandila.
Ha ninga request from the CEO a statement of the land.
Yes, if I request it from the CEO, I will be given a statement.
And so if you are given a statement and you go through it, you will see the withdrawals that were made by your people or any other person.
Ako sa amonta ko request a statement on your request for a dealer. Je iba jela mol mi alanko wala iba kalamta la mol mi alanko e kodo bonni bank.
Very well, Major.
Very well, I'll see.
But that's what I said earlier.
Ako nyinatina I offer no juna.
That's what I said. You were in the position to know.
Ako nyinatina ako inyantale ka long.
Before.
Danda bekela.
During.
Na bekeka.
Or after withdrawals.
Wala na aketa pareta.
Now do you agree with me?
Ako sa isondale.
Qualifying. All withdrawals before
Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's not all withdrawals that I supposed to know.
I didn't say that.
Before.
During.
Ako during. Na bekeka. I will not know all of them.
Okay. After, are you in the position to know after? Do you have
after? Na tambita. For if I
statement request from the CEO.
If I request the statement from the CEO, yes, I will know.
So the after is correct.
Ako amunta ko after wo correctly, wo lotale.
If I request from the CEO.
Yes, if I request from the CEO.
And you have the power to request.
And yes, mbo sotole wala nyanto sotole proka wonyine ngaroke. Request. Yes.
So why did you not request?
Ako sa munatin na ite buka nyine ngaroke wala request.
Of course, don't nimbe general council meeting na vinka CEO safele kafa finance director inform that we want statements. I statements from the banks.
Yes, it happens. It do happen sometimes when we are carrying or conducting our meetings. I do request from the CEO that let him write to the director of finance for him to provide the statements.
Lamin Suso withdrew over $51 million.
Ako Lamin Suso, I could remember nile atamita million talulu aninkilling.
Claimed that for most part of it, it was monies that he gave to council.
ako bare fanan aka memfo wo kodo ta wato wala kodo ta aka dalilo me tan wala mo akata atla kodo le mi anko afango wodundi wala atele wodi council la.
But you did not know this at the time.
Ako bayte mo kalam do wato kono.
For 5 years.
Atata le fondu sanjilulu.
I'm assuming you do not know this at the time.
Ako ala miro kono wala munta ko ite mo kalam tale fo sanjilulu.
Or you knew?
Ako fo
la men suso man sanjilulu ke Baseria council.
Lamin Suso did not spend 5 years in Basse.
Okay, during the time that he spent in Basse,
Ako wato men nabe Basse.
he withdrew over $51 million.
Aka kodo men ta wala men bonde atamita million talulu aninkling.
You were aware of all this withdrawal?
Ako yo kalam tale.
No in commission order.
I only knew that through this commission.
But why did you not request for the statement of accounts?
Ako munat na imong statement of accounts nyinin ka request.
At least every 2 months or 3 months.
Ako commenting karifulale mo if karifulale kajina karo ke adila. Ako munat na ibuka okay?
Well, nga statement nyinin ka at general council level.
Yes, I do request them at the general council level.
And then?
Was
it produced?
Ako ikadile level.
At times,
the answer is no. If you say yes, I will demand that you produce the minutes of council meetings.
Ako je membi je la jabiro menti wala nyanta kala menti wole mo hani. Ako bayre ni ko ha be nyini kalal de pour yo kay tolu bondi nande.
Ham ko fa ngai ko asike mo wadi do nga request la akana dolto. Dolto ka statement not le bidu ma fonga bansol me be request la statement nyini ka fa ko bansol be nadi ban fa ka bansol nadi ba ni nga statement request dolto.
Yes, I'm not saying what I'm telling you. I say maybe the time I do request, some of the statements were not brought or they brought to me. I cannot remember fully, but I don't know whether all the bank statements were brought. But sometimes when I request, they even don't bring these statements.
Now it's maybe.
Ako say maybe.
Mr. Danjo.
Ako ite Mr. Danjo.
Ever since ngolofono, bira ko birenga discussions for ngolofono.
Since we started,
100% aka produce it.
Since we started, I said that yes, whenever I request, is produced.
Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
You never requested the statement of accounts for the purpose of reviewing them. The council never requested. The council. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because to agree would even be much more easier for you than to deny. Because if you deny, it means you were complicit. You knew it was withdrawn unlawfully. You did nothing about it.
Ako sang pure song kuol jinna fanga mera wala sonya ta dan ibe ku ibe banna to ako bayri ni banga wo be I will not agree that happened once, twice. I said I will not agree to that.
Do you have evidence of requests that you placed to Lyman Suso individually as a chairman, and whether council did so, the evidence of the request you have, and then your observations on the accounts?
Ako sang fo ibe said ya so to bang membe said la ko tojale mu ika nyinin karo ke Lyman Suso e pro ay o statement ol dila andum fana ni ajube ko ni adila fana aketa fenti mi alango ka korosele yalo membi ya ko fo fenta so membe o said ya la
killing alon ko nika through council meetings nta fono la council meeting jumalon ba nika council meetings la nga statement ni request dawa day bo jalal.
I cannot remember exactly which meetings, but at council meeting, all the council meeting, whenever I request bank statements, I do have it.
Give us the minutes.
During the council meetings, statement request from the CEO to the finance director. Well, they'll find those records there. Let them produce financial statements. Bank statements.
What I mean here is that there are evidences that there are certain meetings between council meetings of which I do request the CEO by writing for him to write to the director of finance for the statements. If you check, there will be evidence to that.
Yes, so we will request that.
Personally, but the clerk of the council
Danjo ila mo nya men fo nga fo isina ila jabiro ko ako saying tolbe sulari wo saferol. What I want to let the commission understand is that it's not me writing personally. There are people or individual who do write to me.
the council clerk, what to the CEO, council meeting carrying the agendas or the items on the agenda in the we need a financial statement or a bank statement from this finance director.
And that is the council's clerk who used to write to the CEO to say the agenda of the meeting will need the financial statements from the director of finance.
Consult the council clerk.
Council clerk.
It is your evidence that it exists.
All the minutes with the commission, the council clerk, all the minutes are with the commission.
All the minutes from council's meetings are all with the commission.
But if I tell you it is not there, you will not be here to verify. Now send the council clerk to come and check.
Verify. Ako sa men nyanta wala men so rete bulu afo council kila ko ni wo ko ning o chikino wala bonni yedo.
No man I'm council anymore again, so
that clerk I cannot be able to reach him because he is no more at council.
We also did not see the evidence you are talking about.
Evidence ye ka men fotek.
Council clerk to request for minutes.
Yes,
to request for statement from the bank and the statement from the finance director.
I can say that at the council's meetings, there are meetings that I make requests to the CEO for him to request it from the director of finance.
Yes. Now, Mr. Danjo, it is your responsibility to provide evidence. It is your responsibility to provide evidence. The withdrawals that were made by Lamin Suso, for instance, just Lamin Suso, total more than $51 million. If you were doing your job as a chairman or council, you would have realized that these withdrawals were not duly authorized. You understand that?
Lead council, if I may understand.
Answer the question first and make your statement.
Answer yes or no?
What do you want me to answer, yes or no?
You would have realized, if you had done your job to review these statements of accounts, you would have realized that there were very unusual withdrawals that was draining council's funds. Do you agree with that?
I was doing my job normally, accordingly.
So how comes you were not with the knowledge that Lamin Suso was withdrawing more than $51 million? And as council.
What I can explain.
This is why I want to explain.
Go ahead.
Lamin Suso in 51 million of Kafaya be withdraw within a short span in Basse.
The reason or the time, the allegation that Lamin Suso have withdrawn more than 51 million while I was not aware at the time. But as I said, later on I was aware. Now I'm telling you how I became aware of that.
First, council internal audit committee auditing.
We have council's internal audit who were auditing therein.
Mr. Proceed, please.
After that,
recommendation from the General Council to hire the service of 2 auditors.
After he left, we then wrote to the commission to recommend that we need 2 auditors.
No, to the ministry.
We talked to we communicated to the ministry. For them to assist us with 2 auditors, internal auditors.
Council auditor.
It was council who were paying those auditors. We gave them all the accommodations and their feeding.
Just pour la council all the accounts audit.
So that they can audit all the council.
nata mampare ka tilonke o mampare tapale ko duje yam mo service kala number.
If at all I don't want to make my duties normal, I want to be corrupt, do you think I can be able to, or I can do that service?
I
will leave it like that until I left. Whenever they call the auditors, that will find me not therein.
But is a concern for us, the situation in the council, at the expense of the council to audit the council's books.
But I did not stop there. I try by all means so that we can have auditors to come and audit council and in the expenses of council.
Mr. Danjo.
Yes.
If you have letters that you have written to the ministry,
ministry
regarding the issue of employing internal auditors, you can provide these letters. The issue here is, you as chairman at the time, under your supervision, the powers you have as per the relevant laws, you were supervising the CEO and the finance director's activities administration. Your finance director, Lamin Suso, you drew over $51 million. And we are saying you were in the position to know it could not have reached this amount. And because you did not know as far as you're concerned, it means you did not do your job.
I
disagree because I said earlier on that is not the only job I have or functions I have at council.
For that job, for that one, you failed in that one.
Manson, wala keringa internal auditor I disagree. Paid them our money. Council money not the ministry's money, but council's money for them to dig into the issue.
I disagree.
So, I disagree.
I disagree. These are my reasons why I employed or I requested for the employment of the internal auditors.
You said you were in the position to request from the CEO the statement of accounts.
Statement of account.
You said that yourself.
Right?
Yes.
And if you had done that, you would have seen the withdrawals. Remember, the CEO is under the direction and control of council. The auditor is answerable to council. So that council can direct that the auditor commence or start an investigation. Is that not the case? Is that not
That's the case, but the problem is internal auditor mentioned personally, council internal auditor appointed.
But the problem was that the internal auditor that we had, which was appointed by council,
the finance director figures long Katami internal auditor.
The director no figures or no much about figures more than the internal auditor.
That is not the line of my.
Let me just learn.
Go ahead.
The reason a qualified internal auditor or no?
The reason why we could not be able to have a qualified internal audit.
Internal auditor, a qualified internal auditor, council most of the proposal. From the council, from the finance sector, elevate to the position of auditor.
The qualified internal auditor's salary, council cannot be able to pay that. This is why we motivated or we elevated one from the finance so that he can be the internal auditor.
Mr. Danjo, was there an internal auditor when you were there?
Internal auditors.
I testified at the commission.
That is not my question. Was there an internal auditor when you were the chairman?
I testified at the commission. Testified at the commission.
That is what I'm telling you, that he have testified here, because if I don't get, then I will not say he have testified.
So it's a yes.
Ha.
Yes.
Good. So now, this internal auditor
Ako ni internal auditor nying.
is answerable to council, correct?
Ako afana yedang ko akeda ko council la ko di.
Ha.
Yes.
Now, let me
What's
read
that?
to you the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004. Are you familiar with this act?
Ako ibatu ay local government la silo ay melandi ala loi ta mandri ya 2004 pour ifa yo moy. Ako fo falang yo kalam dale bang. Ilal ta
Fine. Kaya ko ninga concerns on that I can go to the book ngata ngabon. Bon ta based on of in my head like that. More based on.
Yes,
Any concerns on I go to the book ngajibe.
Yes, I have said earlier on, I wouldn't say that I'm familiar because I cannot say some of the things in off-head. But whenever I need arise, I check, I go to the book, I visit the book.
Part 3
Ako part 3.
highlighted the role of the auditor.
Ako weme itande wole mu auditor la
It
duhunya.
says internal audit to section 26.
Ako wole mu section 26.
Every council shall establish an internal audit department.
Ako weme itande ya wole mu council anyanta internal auditor sot la department ko.
The head of the internal audit department, who shall be answerable to the council,
Ako memo ila nyata ngoti internal audit mi ala ko wobe dang ko la council ma.
shall prepare and submit to the council quarterly audit reports and forward a copy each to local government accounts committee.
Ako ibaje la ko wala nyanta ko fiol be dada la andun committee ko nyanta la ka copy dada pour ka wodi tela.
Without prejudice to local government act 2002,
Ako ni ajube local government ila loi melandi 2002 part 6.
a council shall take such measures as it deems necessary
Ako council nyanta osilo tala le ni ajube ko ajatala
to ensure the proper administration of its financial affairs.
ka je ko pour ila sotonya wala ila nafulo nyanta tofto la nyanta nyame.
28 sub 1,
Ako ni ajube muani sei tumbukling.
that the auditor shall at least once every year
Ako anyanta le sango sang hani wati kilinem.
cause the accounts of council to be audited and reported on.
Ka je ko alla konto natale ka kisisi wala ka audit anduna pare to kana alfi ka report.
Subsection 2,
Ako tundu fula nyango.
the auditor shall draw the attention of the council
Ako auditor kata moldi mi alongo anyanta natol council nyanta ka nyomoy.
any irregularities
Tengo fe mi alongo amanta nyama.
in the accounts audited
Wala mu account mi alongo wala konto mi alongo ajubele.
and to any other matter which in his or her opinion
Ako wala ko mi alongo atla jeroto.
ought to be brought to the notice of the council.
Men nyantale ka pour aller akalamdo.
Do you understand this?
Ako yo fahamle. Yes, I'm listening, yes.
So that the auditor is under the direction and control of council.
Ako si kaitante ako auditor bebe council la bulu.
Do you understand that?
Ako yo fahamle. Yes, I do.
So that you must demand quarterly reports.
Ako san nyatola nyantole mpuru ka quarterly report ka jininka.
You understand that?
Ako yo fahamle. Yes, I
So that
do.
you must demand at least every year once that your accounts be audited.
Ako falang sangosang hani kisi nyakili ne mal nyantale kalo ka je ko alla konto ya kisisle wala ya audit le.
Do you understand that?
Ako yo fahamle. Yes, I do.
Why are you doing this?
Ako
Why are you doing this?
ako foi kanyin kenun ne ba? I do some.
Which
But in detail now explain what's the problem.
I can go in details and explain what was the problem.
before explaining,
Ako dandi ba explain.
give us answers.
Ako si
Times.
I give you the answer that sometimes we
So
do.
Danjo, let me break it down.
Ako sa batu nga fata
Did you demand that the internal auditor audit the accounts every year at least once?
Ako fo ika auditor jinin kala pro I audit accounts audit sangosang si nyakli. Yes.
Where is the evidence that you have written to the auditor to provide audited accounts once every year?
Wo evidence le me asia de ko tonya le yesa fero kele auditor ya pour ka je ko ay.
Well, yeah, madam, into evidence money no la.
Because
Ni biye nunga in fere ka be audit be evidence in bonla. Because council documents on defo la documents me ben office kon.
Right
So
now.
nanga any correspondent ke I always make sure I have copies for my own file.
Right
so
now,
I'm sorry if
where
I give
I
you
am-
my files.
So Danjo, we need you to talk slow so that what you are saying will be interpreted so that we can all hear you. Whoever have questions for you, we can ask them.
Ako ko nga kili ko men fo dong. Kana kan di fo tambi ka ke ko ni be parler le si nyina ko.
Man kan ndia mi nyabo.
I am
Man kan
I'm not hot. It's not the way I talk.
No,
ako puri
Mr.
ka
Bojang,
kundu
Mr. Bojang, just interpret exactly what I said. I didn't say angry also.
ako ate mem fa ama fo candidate de
Yes, we need him to
ako me sura gitele mento
clearly
wala ka je ko fengo feni ba fala
and slowly
and ya do mandoma
so that you can interpret.
isajente yebe ngo mem fo sa franca jam
If there are questions for him, it will be asked.
ako e ba jara dinga fo ni toli amoy na jata e nyini ka fana be nyini ka lale
Do you understand?
ako ya fahamle
nka mem fa wolam ko
what I'm telling you is that
nim fa ngabe nun je nun tara through my files
hadin I am here if I go through my files
mbe letter killing of flagella me ango nga internal auditor s'appelle directly general counsel internal auditor s'appelle directly kabo ko ay audit exercise counsel for the council.
I will see 1 or 2 letters that will indicate that the council was writing to the auditor for the auditor to come and audit council.
We'll wait for that. We can wait for that.
Akontrol suwo batu nole.
You can send someone. I wouldn't have to tell you what to do.
Ako amanjar ndolo nga fete nyanta menkela.
If it is a council resolution,
Ako council la resolution ole woti.
the people you have worked with,
Ini mol mi an kale do ko ke nyola.
they can come and help.
Wala sina nole mol ma koy.
Whether they can produce it.
Fo to sa bonni nole.
If it is in your home here somewhere,
Ako hanna ta bi la so ko do kara do biye.
send someone.
Isi mo kino je.
The bottom line is,
Ako bare sa ko be momenti.
it does not exist.
Ako aman sotole.
The idea that council,
Exist.
the idea that council wrote to the internal auditor to provide the accounts,
Ako
audited accounts,
miro mi alon ko council ya safele auditor pra na la accounts audit.
no evidence of that.
Ako amam sedra mo sotode.
Maybe nako be said that je but ntesa fa na ko kabo ko asoltale because na internal auditor yin fang nga s'appelle kabo ko council audit. Let him audit the whole system of the council.
Yes, if
then
you
na audit committee for assign pour council council audit.
yes, if you say there's no evidence here, yes, I will agree. But I'm trying to tell you that I have written to the auditor so that he can come and audit council.
We are waiting for the evidence.
Ako sandol fa nan kan say dole batu.
And lafa men fanan fula council e pra honest awolam ko bintel na raje wati men
And
man auditory council in 2018.
As the time we came to council in the year 2018,
Man auditor there was no auditor at that point in time.
and there was no auditor at council at that point time.
Nata menke
What we did,
na ministry safe no pour ka auditor ni for the council.
we wrote to the ministry so that ministry can find auditor for council.
Wakono nata modo tanga elevate ngake internal auditor.
Through that, we selected one person, elevate him to be our auditor.
Ngasama training na Banjul,
We took him to training in Banjul,
National Audit Office.
audit office.
Bira murtana bira training banda murtana.
After he completed the training, he came back.
A short period ki ya afana resign ako at a position in Samanola.
When he just spent short period there, he resigned and said that he cannot be able to go ahead with the work.
But still now, we still communicate to ministry.
But still, we don't stop there. We used to communicate to the ministry.
Your position on your advertise.
The position was advertised.
Bari kodo ye sari me ataja bala moja amale kutukana wala.
But the salary that was attached, many people don't want to come for it, for that salary.
Then Nadamodota from the finance department ngame elevate kake auditor.
Then from there, we pick someone from the finance department, the one we elevated to be our auditor.
Bari nadatari ko finance director ele figures long katambi o marida.
But it happens that the finance director knows figures more than that individual.
So promo base fengara volto.
That is where the problem occurred.
Mr. Danjo, let me read to you your statement regarding Lamin Tuso's withdrawals.
Akosan atakukela abe Lamin la ila fangula statement o abe wole karane yemen fo Lamin la karola ala ko ita bonni wato.
The 5th page.
Ako kayit lulu nyango.
The 2nd paragraph.
Ako tunku fula nyango.
There's a 3rd paragraph.
Ako saba nyango.
where it's stated that on the issue of cash withdrawals over $51 million is from council's account.
Ako ime itana je wala mo kodo mi alon ko ya bondi men tambeta million talulu anin killing council la konto.
From council accounts.
Council la konto.
By the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso.
And the mayor ke wala mo Director of Finance ikamen for Lamin Suso.
And team.
And team anala molu.
I came to know that figure after the system audit.
Ako sign ite fangola kalamolo ina ta fako ina ta kalamta kabring system audit keta.
Finally,
ako ko alabandula.
What I want to put across is that I was not a vote controller.
Ako ilafta men fola wala mo ite manke vote controller.
I was not a signatory to any of the council's accounts.
I was not
a signatory to any of the council's accounts.
Ako ani wanka signatory farang
even the
council accounts.
I was just the political head.
Ako ite keta political nyatongkoti.
And presides over general council's meetings.
And farang ni kamenje wala mo preside over general council's meetings.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes. So here you did not state anywhere that you were trying to investigate this matter at council level.
Ako je watite je waradulate je mi alon ko yaitan le ko ifarang ibenu ci sisrola ka je ko at council level.
Li council jala be understand amanke komi na fera fenselon kungoro mbabe sa fenolo na statement obala. That's not possible.
Lead council, what you should understand, it doesn't mean that whatever I know or I have in my head, I'll write it. That is not possible.
Well, I am just pointing out your statement regarding your answer.
Ako ito statement.
Accept la I mean for you. Intela ko. But nkaben fa wala ko not everything ngamen long kungono during that time sa keno in the state.
Yes,
because
I accept, and that is what I have said. But what I want to let you know is not all what I know can be written at once.
We will remind you again to please not allow our speeches to overlap. I know you understand English. You choose to speak in Mandinka. So you will want to wait for the interpretation. Is that fair enough?
It's fair enough.
Yes, I want my people who are listening to hear me what I'm saying in Mandinka.
Now, that is what I was trying to say, Mr. Danjo. That your statement provides a different answer to what you are trying to say now.
No, it doesn't mean that they are not the same.
Okay.
Is simple. What I have said, at that point in time, I can explain myself.
Not all I know in my head, I will put it in the statement. No, I'll just put some there. But some of the things that I know, whenever I'm here or like this, when you ask me, I will tell you.
So you were aware of these withdrawals after the system audit, correct?
System audit keda.
Going by your statement.
Very good.
Statement. Yes.
What did you do? As
what I did.
Of course you heard me.
We wrote to the ministry.
After I was aware, if I could remember, we wrote to the ministry.
Okay. Saying what?
Suso was involved in, according to the auditors, Suso was involved in withdrawing over $51 million.
That we wrote, according to the auditors, that Suso was involved withdrawing an amount of over $51 million.
Where is the letter?
Oh, council ntiye sa into letter phone for COA produce and for COA produce Bamalo. But I'm 100% so now the correspondence you be either from the ministry or COA file or most likely Alberta Laje.
I am not here now, council, but I don't know whether the CEO have presented those letters to the commission or not. But if CEO is asked about those letters, probably he may produce them if they are in.
Look, we have had this evidence for a very long period of time.
ako nganying kalmo mo la mera.
You were the chairman. You had all the time to know that this was an issue. In fact, you heard about this issue since in 2022.
Ako inyantale ka long andu ya kalamdale nyingkol kera wato men na kabiri in 2022.
That Lamin Su and his team withdrew over $51 million. It's 51,169,000.
Lamin na la timo yekodo bondi mi alang ko atala fo million talulu aning killing. Ben tambeta wala chemelulu.
From council's various accounts.
Andung ay all bondi council la account control kono.
To start with,
ako sa me follow la dame.
Your administration should have called for an emergency council meeting.
Ako ila administration no nyanta men kala no wolu nyanta commandero kala mi alon ko emergency council meeting.
That's $51 million is plus.
Ako $51 million is plus.
Did you do that?
Ako fayo kelu never.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay, we will need the minutes of those meetings as well.
Ako mesula wo minutes all la fana wo meeting la minutes all.
Yeah, I'm sure all the council meetings la means will be the commission.
I know all the council meetings minutes are with the commission.
Mr. Danjo, you are not in town.
Ako man tarajam.
So you find a way of trying to help us with the people you were working with.
Ako sai ibe benkala ibe ndul ma ko elale ini mol men kon do ko kenu.
To refer to us to the relevant minutes.
Well, the clerk of the council, clerk of the council coming after nyame ni omanta nyo so so me kila me bitaje me minister la ko on your back. That's going to be the problem.
As I said, the problem will be that because now I am not in touch with the council's clerk, so I don't know. It will be a problem.
We do not see anything you have done, and so we don't have any evidence in relation to what was done in Lamin Suso's case.
By you,
Mr. Danjo.
Council Nadabello now by me, I cannot take it personally. But the General Council has stepped towards this thing. General Council, Ministry Safele, Ministry Informal.
Well, Council, what you should understand is not me personally or as an individual. I'm talking on behalf of Council. Council have taken step and it have written.
You are the chairman.
I quite tell them chairman.
That's why I talked to you.
Despite the fact that I'm not councillor, not personally, not individually.
Yes, despite the fact I have councillors of which I work along, not me alone.
Look, Mr. Danjo.
Ako ito Mr. Danjo.
Your responsibilities were different from the councillor's responsibility. And so you are in a position to tell us the council you had. You know, when you succeed, you always take the credit. And when there's a problem, you are quick to say, I don't sign checks, is the CEO who sign checks? If there's a development that is done, it is under my watch and I secured that development. So if you take the credit, you take the blame. That's how it works. If council built 5 boreholes that are very good, for instance, and you say it is under Chairman Danjo's administration, that Chairman Danjo brought about massive development. We have more than 31 million is allegedly stolen. It's fair to say that Chairman Danjo didn't do his job as well. Is that not the
Yes,
people. Not because 51 million don't realize that have 51 million any step that's out of it.
Yes, if people say that, yes, but I too will have something to say, because for that amount of over 51 million, for it to get in vain like that, no, in Pasay Area Council, we will not be ready for that.
We will not be
ready for that.
What does that mean?
Ako wo me itandi.
And Mafo will not be ready for that.
I did not
Because
say.
51 million disappear Basi area council. Yara council my any step there. That's not possible.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that for over 51 million disappears from Basi Area Council and we don't take any steps. No, that is not possible.
But provide us with the steps.
Ako steps so after ngawol fundamenta.
In the first instance,
How can I
go ahead.
Mr. So provide an analysis because we wrote to ministry.
How-
Ministry administrative big deal.
How am I going to provide the steps? Because I said we have written to the ministry.
Mr. Danjo, if you had followed your authority as chairman
Ako ni la nyanto pop no manung committee busirantioti.
to have these thresholds,
Ako puro yung threshold sul ke soto.
send these thresholds to the banks that you bank with,
Wala mo kay threshold sul ki bankol to me along kale control soto damen.
so that there is clearance to certain limits of withdrawals.
Ako kaje ko kaitandi ko kodo nyanta funtila damen dandula le bala.
That the chairman will exercise his authority by law
Ako bajela chiamano nying me muite ibela sembo sambala loi
clearance
pour ka clearance sul
for withdrawals, certain withdrawals.
pour bajela ko konto do bi na
You
lafta.
wouldn't have had this problem.
Ako bajela ko nying kuol teke do la aketa nyamende.
Correct?
Ako faman ko nyama.
Ha.
Yes.
Good. You failed to do that.
Ako I fail tale ma woke no nyina na
You
nyuko.
failed woefully to do that.
Ako I fail tale to
No, mansa wala.
I disagree.
Did you do that?
Ako fa woke lunne.
Ngamen kem parambo fala ne.
What I did is what I will tell you.
Did
What
you
I-
have the threshold?
Ako threshold soto level?
Man threshold ke.
No, I don't have
So you
threshold.
failed to have a threshold.
Ako I fail taje what
I
threshold?
accept I fail tele pa threshold so don't accept le.
Yes, I accept
So
that.
pa man fenke that doesn't know la.
I feel that I don't have a threshold, yes, but I'll disagree that
Manfenke, ka fail.
I don't do anything.
Let's leave the issue of I don't do anything for now.
Ako saying man ku wala man fenke
Let's
nganyina wala.
focus on that which you have failed to do.
Ako saying I boy tadamento I nyanta menke la
That
mark.
you in council should have made sure
Ako ite council member council I nyanta le ka jeko.
that the powers of the CEO and the finance directors are so much limited
Ako sembo mi alon ko be CEO and director of finance wolu dandula le bele.
that they cannot sign checks anyhow they like.
Andung itol manyana kala multi mi alon ko be kali chekol sign la lafta la nyama.
And that was not done, correct?
Andung wo manke. Kodi?
Aw manke.
Yes.
And if that is not done,
That is not done.
Then
Ako
that's
ni
a
wo
failure.
manke, wala failure ti boy ta jele.
on the issue of making sure there is a limit,
Ka jeko dandula le bala.
you agree?
Lead council.
Lead council.
Do
Lead
you
council.
agree, do you agree first?
Ako fo sonta jele bang follow.
Do you
Han
agree
sonta
that,
jere sonta jere men fo ban ngamen so men la la parambo la la.
I agree, but I have something to buttress.
say it, then I move on.
Ako issue of no lenga ta.
Level lead council for me understand.
I want you to understand is that
Na tere o system sifa be hapuna sa all council la ka ko all the finance director la CEO be limited authority so donna.
mela moy de.
Commission nañing establishment all duration, but it was not happening in any of the councils before.
Mela moy de la ko mo senga may ko.
Nko lead council come for natari over certain or sort of sign
Lead council, what we are saying, if at all that had happened now,
or sort of sign.
that had happened now,
Bari ntelmina wati men notion men sono nunje.
but the time we were coming, the notion that we found therein,
All on the CEO, on the chief accountant of the council,
that the CEO is the chief accountant in council,
accounting officer of the council.
accounting officer in council.
So from on the side of finance, and that's the notion that we have at that point in time.
So anything concerning finance, that was the notion we had at the time.
So Danjo,
Natare omanke siloti nga accept ka omanke siloti, but that was the system we operate can work in councils.
That is not a good system. Yes, we'll agree, but that was the system we were operating in council.
Mr. Danjo,
Yes.
you are not elected to come with a notion
ako bete tombong pour naje wala ime karto fayte naje in notion.
The councillors were not elected to just come with a notion.
Nana councilolu imawol tombong pour naje in la mirol.
The employees of councils were not employed to just come with a notion.
Ako menu tado ko la je ime tado je ka foko utolu ni bina in la mirol le bina.
You were to follow sets of rules and regulations and laws.
Ako je tamanyal le bije fanal sifal le bije lual le bije me an kal nyantale ka wono.
Not what you think
or
how you think.
If
it is not in line with what the law says,
we
all leave it at home and in our private businesses. But then this is an institution that has regulations. You were the chairman of an area council that takes revenue from people in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And that had to be managed. Not by the way you think, but by what the law says. As simple as that.
My response to that is that lead council, what you're supposed to understand is that
Ministry of Local Government
is it the Ministry of Local Governments work?
Any new council nata.
Any new council who came?
Yeah, a proper induction the whole council.
They try to make proper induction the whole council.
Yeah, induction of the local government at Malakendeke.
The induction that will touch the local government much.
The local government financial manual
and the financial manual.
Your induction correct for all councils.
For them to do induction correctly, all the councils.
But imagine council system of Benjamin.
But imagine at the time we were coming, the system of council was.
There was no proper structures in the council or tomorrow.
There were no proper structures in the council at the time.
Is that your excuse?
When we go to the withdrawal side,
especially the project funding,
especially our project funds.
Let them not release any fund to the council directly.
We inform the banks where those funds were kept that any council who come to collect funds, let them not give to councils like that.
But yadi direct to the beneficiary, the contractors.
Let the monies be given or the fund be given direct to the beneficiaries. That is the
let us not deviate.
No, I'm not deviating. I'm not deviating because
you are talking about the over 51 million that was withdrawn by Lamin. That is what I'm trying to make it.
Yes.
Clear. Yes.
Yes.
Why is that relevant? The banks, you did not give the banks the threshold. You don't have a threshold.
The banks are certain percentage of the consultant will inform us, the CEO, then CEO will write to the bank. We can release this amount of money to the contractor.
Yes, there wasn't any threshold, but we have informed them that whenever the project or development went up to stage, and if the consultants need finance or funds, he will inform or write to the CEO, and the CEO will write to the bank.
Well, we don't have that evidence.
Evidence.
If you have it, you can produce it. Even with that evidence, even with that, of course, I have said that there is no evidence of that. I don't trust that. There is no reason to trust that. But let's assume it is true. That is not what the law says. Just follow what the law says. The law is talking about the thresholds. And so you just have to pass a resolution to limit the powers of the chief executive officer. So that you communicate that to the banks. When they sign a check, and it goes to the bank, and there's no evidence of clearance, if the banks pay, they are responsible. But you don't do that. So you have failed.
He failed, huh?
By law, you failed. The law said you must do it. You didn't do it, you failed. It's hard to swallow. It's a bitter pill. But you failed.
Fine.
Fine. Fine is not yes. Fine is just fine.
Do you
agree or you don't agree?
I disagree, but
you two I accepted that I failed on that side.
Yes, I accept that I failed. There wasn't any threshold.
You see, yes, Mr. Danjo, this is particularly important because in your statement, you disagreed with some of the comments I made. And so it is your right. For instance, because you are not here, it is only fair that we read it to you. You have the opportunity. The third page. Yes. Right.
Mr. Danjo?
Yes?
We have to take a break now. We will come back after 1 hour. So
all right.
We expect to continue the hearing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. We may rise.
Thank you.